Hi, this is Jonathan from OpaMakes, and in this video I'm going to show you how to fill up and utilize and store your Gloomhaven insert by OpaMakes. So here is, on the periphery, all of these 8 trays filled with the Gloomhaven game. Start off with tray number 1. And in this I've stored the monster abilities. I started with A, and E starts here, L, and S. So they're alphabetical for quick searching. On the back side, the fatter of the slots, I've got the 4 attack modifier decks. Behind that, the bonus 2 times the negative ones, the cursed nulls, the monster attack modifier deck. Behind that, the monster curses, and behind that, the random locations. So that's tray number 1. Does have 1 extra slot, just in case. Well, just the way it worked out. But if you want to change your organization and do things differently, you're welcome to. This is tray number 2. It holds my current store in the front area, and then the future store, the back of that, random items, and behind that, your battle goal cards. So, and that is the right hand side of that. On the left hand side, we've got the current road deck for my campaign, current city deck, followed by the remaining road and remaining city decks, the quest cards, your personal quest cards, and your random dungeons. And on the back side of that, the player reference card. And then 2 tuck boxes fit back in there. And I couldn't bring these tall cards all the way back because I have an interlocking tray. And you'll see that when it actually gets installed. You can see these are sleeved, but they are not FFG sleeves. They're not the thickest of sleeves. When I had those on, these did get really tight, and you probably would have had to set aside the random dungeon or something, or actually take out one of the dividers and leave the road and city cards combined to get a little extra room in there. But with these thinner ones, you can see there's plenty of room in there. And don't glue these in, because your deck sizes are going to change, right? Likewise with your store, you're going to move that store tab wherever you want it. I've put in a lot of adjustment for that. So that's number 2. Number 3, we've got some boxes and doors and obstacles and traps and terrain and chests and goodies. The bottom of this does have a hole in it so that you can push the last one out, as well as the side areas to help you get in and pick up the first couple if that's all you want to do. Remember, those are 2-sided. Still going to do a little searching for them, I'm sure. Number 4 is some of the tokens, the enemy tokens, a couple boxes in there, and summons tracking tags. This is nice and wide, so there's no holes on the bottom of this, but you can see those go in there and arranged nicely. This is the big one with the monster tokens, number 5, and that is a little thinner here, so identify your thinner monsters and get them over there. These also have holes in the bottom, so when you have to get all the living bones spawning around you, you can push your finger up through and get them nice and quick. Also has the side scoop. If you just need a couple off the top, you can use that. And there we go. Works out nicely. Oh, what are we on? 6. Number 6, some of the more larger double hex obstacles and terrains, desks, and sarcophagus. And this down here is sort of a catch-all, this big rectangular one. I've got the stones in there. This bad boy, can't remember his name. The 3 hex terrain items, and then on the bottom, the big drake that's hiding down there. Some more traps up here, and some boulders and the like. Number 7. The bigger monster tokens go in here. This one is a combination of several. These are all 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. And they're in there, but the rest of them have some quantity to them. And are stacked in here. We've got some benches and the 2 hex rocks, element trackers, and then the summoning marker in there too. All right. Good look at that. And then last but not least, the token boat, which has this lid on it, which is great for being able to tip it over. I do not have mine all the way snapped shut because but anyway, you get this curved on by wetting it, and once it dries, it is locked in there. It's kind of my calling card. Hey, I guess I should do it logo side up, right? And popping the top here, even though I was tipping that all around, didn't do too badly there. I don't see any mix-ups. I just had that one slide out of that that end that wasn't quite clamped down. But we have these 14 compartments, 2 big ones in the middle for coins and all the damage trackers, and then I put the 5 and the 10 in here, and then some of these condition markers and these trackers here. And this is curved because I like it. No, it's good. The curve really helps scoop these things out when you need to get these guys, as opposed to having a square bottom with the and just chasing them into the corner and getting them out there. So it takes a lot of extra time to cut that like that, and of course took you some effort to get it curved, I'm sure, but it works out in the end. So that's a run through how to fill them in. Next, we'll take a look at getting them into your box. Okay, now for putting them into the box. First, empty your box, take out your insert, and get rid of it. It's not going to work. It's in the way. From there, character tuck boxes here, mini tuck boxes here, grid of 4x4, the remaining 2 in tray 2, as we saw in the walkthrough. And that's going to get you all set up. Doesn't matter which way those tuck boxes are for the minis, that way or that way. I know they're slightly out of square, but they seem to work in either direction. So now I'm going to need to tip this down. You're going to miss some stuff, but I'll tip it back up and show you what it looks like after I get it in there. So we're going to start with tray number 1. At least I got that part of the numbering right. So we're going to put that in there. So that is tray number 1 in the upper right hand corner if you're going to follow along. Then we're going to take tray number 2 and get the tuck boxes on the side towards tray number 1, because we're going to have that overlap and interlock. You'll notice that when I put that in, those tuck boxes are going to give me a room for my hand. I'm left-handed. That worked out nicely for me. You could do this all in reverse if you're right-handed. I think it works the same. So there we have tray number 1, tray number 2. Moving right along. I'm going to take my trackers, 2 trackers, 1 on each side of the tuck boxes for the minis. And they're gonna bridge those 2. I'm gonna get my cards for my monsters, my monster tracking card or stat card, I guess, and put that down on those mini tuck boxes. And they're just going to sit right there. And then the sleeves themselves are too tall. Get them in between the mini boxes and the tall tuck boxes. All right, with that firm foundation, we're ready to move on up to the next level. Tray number 3, this side, there's that interlock. There's little cards under there. There's tuck boxes under there. That's where that interlocks. Also leaves this zone here open nicely. And we're gonna get number 4 right in there. He comes right up even there. Number 5, and I still have the tape on it from gluing. It's nice to put the tape on it, masking tape or painter's tape on that to help it hold together while it's drying. Probably mentioned that in the assembly video. And so now we have 6 and 5 in here. 7 on top of that. See, that's a little bit longer. I think that one's prototype. Yours might not be that long. 8 on that side. Okay. All those envelopes, element tracker, pound records, putting those right in between the character tuck boxes and the sidewall. And I'm going to take a brief break here and pull together the tiles so I can have this nice and organized for you. Okay, now for getting the tiles into the box. As you can see, we've got a pretty good amount of headroom here. And really, I put these in a bunch of different ways, and I get them to get them all to fit. But this is sort of my latest way of doing it. I've got them kind of grouped by size here. I'll try to give you a look at what that looks like as they're going in. There's these skinny guys. There's 3 of them. One's actually taller than the rest, right? That is F1B and whatever's on the back side of that. That goes in right under the boat there. Slips right in. And then we're gonna toss the other 2 on that side. Then we've got this stack over here, all roughly the same size. They can go in right there. Toss your stands in there, your bag of stands. Now this is just about level. And now it should just about be level with that over there. Pretty close. That little gap can be exploited by using the binding on the book. This group here. There's like an odd number of them, but these guys all kind of go right in there until you get to the taller ones, and then start spreading those out. These guys are a little tricky, but they interlock like that nicely. Over this, get this guy in there, and up. There's my solo scenarios, my stickers. Hey, I've got 4 places on my map. I wish I had more, but I'm too busy making inserts. And there we go. All the way down. All the way down. There we have it. Thanks for watching.